Peace and greetings, family. Hey, welcome to the Ringing Stone Network. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because there are times in the morning when I'm with gifted people and we're sharing. And there have been times that maybe about 3 months ago, we all woke up, we called each other, me, Tammy, her cousin, blah, blah, blah. And we shared about us seeing like a simultaneous dream together. And that dream was about something that may take place in December, basically around December 12th. So my thinking was maybe we'll start pulling together some of us gifted people so that if we do go into a dark winter, even if it's not December, but we're going to a dark winter, you would be able to interact with people that have power that you could call and help us get through a difficult time spiritually, like that. And so the point of this call is that most of the people that will be on this line or participate on this line has some form of an active working spiritual gift that you could call if you get to know them, and they'll be able to help remove things that are obstacles in your way spiritually or healing like that. And so I said, well, let's just do the call, because there's a lot of times, that I'm on the phone with a lot of people and we just kicking it and having a good time and sharing our gifts and our visions. And I thought it's a good time for most of the people that I know to come together on one call and let us share our powers together, let's say like that. And so that's what we're doing. I gotta get somebody right there. Yeah, there we go. And so that's what we do. You look around, you may see some names, you may not see some names, but a lot of the people that's coming is connected to me or a mutual friend. And I think at some point when we move forward, most of us will agree that we may have to come together and use our powers for survival or growing food or eating or electricity. So I want to start here. It's my poem. It's called The Gifted Shall Inherit the Earth. Decades ago, many people began feeling the shift. We could see into life patterns and knew, at least vaguely, what was coming. Remember when we were different, when society stared at us like crazy people let loose in the streets? But have you realized we are becoming the new status quo, caring about the earth and all its creatures, pursuing spiritual awakenings, connected with the powers of magic and manifestation, working with energy and subtle forces, healing through the heart. Remember, you are not alone anymore. Someone told me there's only one shaman per village. However, we are spread out to saturate the earth with this new consciousness. It is vitally important to connect with other modern shamans to ground yourself in this new reality, to be reminded that you are not going crazy. Together, we are lighting up a pathway to a beautiful future of peace, prosperity, and joy. A world where the heart and soul are beacons we are guided by. So to my many anointed, gifted beings, don't ever doubt your gift or your value to the world. I am grateful that you personally have survived the challenge that hold up your own light for the world. Bless you, the creators elect. Thank you for sharing your light. Your day of dawning is at last. So that's a poem I got from the Wee Moon, like that. And then I kind of changed it a little bit so it would fit all people, but the Wee Moon is a good book, especially that date book when you're looking at, want to see what's going on in the planet. So what we want to do is if everybody want to announce themselves and maybe tell a little bit about themselves, yes.
No.
Or share their gift, like that. Or if they want to share a story, hey, Empress Mona Shay, peace, glad you're here. Or if they've seen some, Sister Barbara, peace, greetings, you're here.
Hey,
that
peace.
they want to share with folks that take place in the future. This is the time for us to do it, to get to know each other, or just share your name. Like in Mrs. Crump's, she can share your information and what you sell. And please, definitely, if you sell something, please share that, because we want to promote that. Does anybody want to go first?
Can I volunteer?
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Family, my name is Brother Kasim, and from North Carolina, originally from New York City. Been through a few schools of thought along my spiritual journey. And I've known Brother Siku for about what, Siku, about 10 years?
Yeah, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah, you know, we've done a lot of things together, radio, we've done presentations in Greenville, North Carolina together. And, you know, it's good to see the brother, you know, keeping it strong with the Rain Stone Network. You know, I thought you was gonna stop for a while, but you know, you continued on. So we grateful for you, my brother. You know, you keeping you know the people together. You know, keeping us powerful. You know, at this time more than ever, you know, we need that unity. You know, unity, peace, and love more than ever before. Not to let what's going on divide us. Not to let all these crazy scenarios, you know, get in the way of our spiritual development. You know, we come too far, you know, to fall at this time. So I'm not gonna go on and on. I'm gonna yield to somebody else.
But give a little bit of personal information, like what you do business wise. You know, we got to share that. You know.
Okay, yeah, no, it's cool, it's cool. Okay. Yeah, I used car dealer. Okay, I've been dealing with vehicles for over 20 years, and anybody needs a vehicle, I'm the one, I'm the man. You can get in contact with me through Siku. If somebody's looking for a vehicle. I've done other things as well, in my life, but I'm not gonna go into all things I've done, but this is what I do at this time, and that's my business, my entrepreneurial aspirations.
We do ritual together. He also decodes words or current events. He's a decoder of wording a current event. So if you need somebody sometime to call, besides a car, but wording a current event.
Oh, you're talking about spiritual gifts. Wait a minute, back
yes.
up. We get into my spiritual gifts now. Okay.
That's what we thought. Okay. This is what we're here for.
I didn't want to go too far into all that. Okay, I'm a Kundalini Reiki. I deal with intensely. All right, I was initiated by a brother named Gano Grills. I don't know if you're familiar with Gano, who he is, but he's a very spiritual, powerful brother that I met a couple of years ago. He introduced me into Kundalini Reiki. And what it is it's a powerful art in which you can incorporate and infuse within you. It's the serpent, within you. And it's fire, it's powerful. And it can be used for healing. And we need that now more than ever, okay, that healing ability, within us. I am also a Tai Chi practitioner. I've been doing that for beyond 20 years. And I feel like we should be doing body work at this time, whether you dance, whether you do some form of martial arts, something to keep your internal structure sound, your bone structure and stuff like that, to keep your youth, so that's another thing that I do. But I'm here to really get to meet some others who are spiritual healers and workers and stuff like that. And especially those who do ritual, because I do ritual as well on various times, various sites, okay, throughout North America. Siku, where did we do ritual at last?
The waterfalls. We went to that waterfall.
No, we went up to Pollard Mountain.
Oh,
right?
Pollard Mountain, yes, that's right.
Right, we took our children up to Pollard Mountain, and it was the solstice, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We did the solstice ritual, but anybody who hasn't been in Pollard Mountain, North Carolina, they need to take a visit. It's a very powerful place. And it's even the people in the area, I talked to some people it's in Winston-Salem, And I talked to some people in Greensboro, which is not far, and some of them haven't even been there. And I'm like, wow, you don't know about this place? How powerful it is? So it sits on a grid line, which intersects, almost like in Arizona, for those who are familiar. But definitely, whether it's there, whether it's one of the mound sites, you got a lot of powerful places around that you can go to tap into that energy during the cycles, whether they are the winter solstice, which is coming up next, or the spring equinox, summer solstice, and autumn equinox. And also you have the cross quarter days as well, which comes in between those, which a lot of us may not be familiar with. I think the last cross quarter day was around Halloween, around that time, around November 1st.
Yes.
Right, am I right? What was that one called? Condumas? Was that the Condumas?
That's the
No, Condumas is
that's
next.
Day of the Dead.
Right, Day is Dead. Right.
11/11 portal.
Right. Which is the time where we, honor our ancestors, and it's a portal or a veil that opens during that time in which we can communicate with those who have passed on more freely. So some of the things I'm into. I don't want to keep going on and on. I'm going to yield to someone else to expound on what they do.
So and at some point, if you want to give your information, if someone to contact you, whatever.
Oh yeah, they'll get it from you.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
IT Pro TV Magic. We've actually got Corolla here in the studio with us handling our handicap. He's going to show us what's going on in just a minute. Now, I've already started.
Here we go. Anybody else want to share some? Monche?
How are you today?
I'm good. Peace.
Excellent. I was actually quite intrigued listening to you and the brother discuss. It's always good to hear, men speak on spiritual and intellectual development. And I truly appreciated him, and I agree with him completely that we appreciate you and keeping it together and keeping this network going, because that's a blessing. Many times you could have gave up, and you found a way to just keep going, and that's always a blessing to see, and something that we don't have a lot of discussion of. So that's why I'm just expounding upon it, because it is a true king that can see in the midst of storms and in the midst of people maybe not even agreeing with your thoughts or your perceptions. We don't have to always agree on everything, but it is important for us to continue to come together and have these discussions and understand that it's okay. And it's a blessing to see you being a bridge for that, and to continue to keep this going, because, as the brother indicated, this is something that we do need to share our ideas and our gifts, and to be able to learn from one another and feed one another information, and just be a blessing in each other's lives. So I appreciate, the two of you and whoever else on the phone that hasn't spoken. But yeah, this is really a beautiful thing. I was excited to actually be here this evening. I was grateful for the invitation. So thank you once again for that.
All right, Empress. My cousin, we both our parents originated like in Mississippi, so we like the Mississippi and Washita, Choctaw, me and Empress Monche. And right now, I think you're still out of the Cleveland area, right?
Yeah, I'm in Ohio.
Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And so then
my family was originally from Mississippi.
Yeah.
On my father's side, they were Cherokee, and on my mom, they were Choctaw. So I think I got dips in both, and Lord knows what else was going on during that time. But it is a blessing to see that indigenous word there, because I think we've lost sight of that, and we have accepted the fact that you know, we've been brought over here on these slave ships that I still ain't seen. I'm waiting on that ship. So you tell me where that museum is. So I so I can go see that slave ship that they say they brought us here on. Because I tell you one thing, my people been here a long time. And while we praying and paying homage to Africa, we have to be grateful and pay homage and show reverence to our ancestors right here in America that fought
right.
blood and tears and did an impeccable job building this country and doing things even for us, things that, you know, others are now taking credit for. But, you know, even when I pray and I meditate, I thank the Creator for everything, but my ancestors mean a lot to me. And in my meditation and my daily thoughts, I try to make sure that I'm showing humility to that part of my lineage and showing gratitude for that. So I just appreciate you all and everything with this pulling together for us and with us. So thank you guys for that.
You forgot one thing.
What's that?
Two things. You
Okay.
you didn't share your powers that you do, because that's part of it. We want to, you know, like my mother, she was a Christian, but she always used to say that the devil people are busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then us gifted people, we always kind of see Millie Mouth, where we always so worried about why people figure us out. Well, the theme was that this is our time to stand up. The people that's going to stand up are the people that have their gift. Because right now we have enough people on here to be powerful enough that we can start a nation and they couldn't shoot one bullet at us. You see what I mean? We have to know our power, right? And so part of this, why I named it episode 1, because this is the beginning of us familiarizing ourselves with other people throughout this particular continent, that we have power. We are gifted. You see what I mean? We can make changes. We can move mountains, you know, like that, without even getting out of our bed. And that, you know, and as this course of this go on, we should begin to see that. It's like, damn, it's a lot of gifted people here. We're just not sharing it. You see what I mean? Like that.
Right.
And so anyway, with that little short speech I gave you, you know, share your power. I mean, you know, I've had you do some things before, you know, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. You know, I'm always so humble. So I mean, you pulling that, which is a great thing, because right, you pulling, you like, wait a minute, I'm not letting you off the hook. I still got you. But you know, one thing, you know, that I do take a lot of pride in, which you already know, is just being feminine. And even though I'm an assertive woman, I believe femininity has power. And that's one thing that I appreciate. And I do have a gift in that femininity. And sharing, you know, by trade, I'm an educator. So sharing with other women and other, even with respect to our children, what we need to do to be right with our children and to give them a legacy that they can build on and to be nurturing and all those things. I've been also studying Reiki. So that has been a very important part of my development as well. And just the healing. I think the brother spoke on it too, being able to heal, not only to heal other people, but to be able to heal yourself and to be able to teach other people to heal. Because, you know, we want to do as much as we can for other people, but wisdom is not to be held, it's to be shared. So you want to teach other people to be able to heal themselves mentally, physically, financially, and then to teach people, you know, for me, I'm a thinker. So, which is another gift. I think, you know, and I know study long, study wrong, but I like to look at things, look at situations in a practical way and be able to know what is needed to be done at that time. And to be able to give that to those that may need it and may appreciate it at that time. I'm a giver, which is another, I mean, it's just, you know, you can go on and on when you're just a passionate person about being a mother first and foremost, and being a wife and being, you know, a sister to the community. So, you know, I bring a lot. I've been in real estate, you know, teaching 15 years, real estate 20 years, property development about 22 years. So, but my mothering and taking care of the village and really connecting with other sisters and being able to encourage one another and realize that there's more power with us working together than working apart. And then looking at how well society has been able to function with basically, you know, having us where we're not working together and, you know, where we're not needing our men and seeing the necessity for that collaboration. So I think that's really one of my main purposes, is to find whatever that is I need spiritually in order to collaborate with other women so that we can make that happen and not just start it, but to maintain it and to be able to pass that to the next generation of people. And I don't want to go on, but I'll yield the floor there.
I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. It's been a while. So, you know, how's your better half anyway? How is your better half? You know?
Excellent. Excellent. Everyone's doing well. My daughter just got a scholarship at the Cleveland Institute of Music for classical violin. She's also got a scholarship for her acting. So she's working on colleges. This is her senior year. My son has been offered 2 full scholarships at private institutions here in Ohio for basketball, but they also want him because, you know, he's a classically trained cellist. And so just keeping them motivated and being involved. I'm actually sitting here at the gym waiting on him and on my way to pick my daughter up from her class that she has for acting tonight. So just making sure that we give our young ones what they need with respect to the love, the encouragement, the support, the motivation, and just teaching our young people how to work through trauma, how to work through adversity, because they deal with it, how to work and deal with peer pressure, you know, basically raising my son to be straight. You know, I'm not raising, you know, and I'm not homophobic, so I don't want anyone to think that, but me as a woman, I'm raising a straight male, and I put a lot of time into doing that because I think that we should put more time into raising our boys to become men and putting them around men that are men. And I think that's important for the survival of our society.
I agree too, definitely. So I appreciate you coming. And if you know, if you have
you too.
Some other other comments, cuz, you know, let me know, you know, comment, please. You know, like that.
You got a smirk on your face, and you know,
yeah, you know, because I know you ain't never, right. you ain't never accepted me as your cousin, you know. So. You know, I remember I went down to see my grandmother once, and there was no woman in Mississippi I wasn't kin to. I was like, grandmother, you gotta get out of my car. You know?
Right.
You're like, that's your cousin, boy. That's your cousin. It's
right.
Crazy. Anyway, I want to introduce one of my play sons, Boo, while he's here. I know they, you know, the youngest, they be moving. So, you know, if you want to introduce yourself, give a little bit of what you do, your gift. I appreciate you.
So I feel energy. I've always felt energy ever since I can remember. I've always been able to see spirits, been able to communicate with them, put my hands on them. I'm able to smell certain things spiritually. Spent a lot of time in the astral realm. I'm from South Carolina. I have I guess what is known as like Gullah Geechee heritage. I guess we're classified as that as well. And I'm like the only one in my family that like practice magic. I'm like the black sheep. Everybody else is a minister or an evangelist. I guess I have the same, you know, calling. It's just it turned out something else. And I follow my intuition and I manifest just certain situations to occur. I have healing hands. I'm able to heal people. I like to, like, I guess like a shaman, I guess kind of how I move, like a monk. And I wrap crystal jewelry. I burn herbs. I just help people spiritually, and that's one of my things. That's how I move through this plane, by healing people.
One more thing. You forgot one more thing.
One more thing. What is that?
You build websites for folks.
Oh yeah, I build websites. I could. I also could build apps. It's a list of things. I'm just like all around like a jack of all trades. Thank you.
Tarot. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
gave me a reading once, family, and it was a reading that was so profound because he just said, most of y'all know I do processes, and he's the one that told me who was stopping my process. And it was profound, because he wouldn't have had a clue when he said the guy's name, and I was like, man, dang, that's so true. But anyway, so I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. And if you have other comments as we go, please feel free. Because I know,
Okay. Yeah, I'll stay tuned.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to butt in there.
Go ahead.
Yusikul. I need your information, Moo. I need a website.
Okay.
I need your services. We just need to talk. So you got his information, Yusikul?
I told you my son, he like a play son to me. He come over like that for years. So yeah, I'll get you his information. I promise I'll get you his information.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll make sure y'all swap, like
okay.
That. And while you unmuted, you might as well go ahead and kick yours,
Oh, okay, well, my name is Barbara. I don't feel like showing my face because I'm wrapped up in a blanket and just kind of relaxing and listening to what everybody is saying. What I do to make money, I do make products using a lot of natural herbs and oils and just natural stuff from the earth. I'm also a travel agent, and I like to go on spiritual trips, seeking things. Let's just say that I have experienced things on the trips, and I'm still seeking to find out what is going on with me. I have been like this for a long time. I don't know what you can call me. I don't know my gifts, professionally. I don't know what you want to say with the words, but I do, like the brother Moo was saying, I do smell things. I taste things. I see things. My intuition is really high. I do energy work. I am a Reiki master. Also, I do Qigong and Tai Chi. It's just so many things. I clairaudience, when you hear things. I don't know what else to tell you.
You empathic. You feel spirits around.
Oh
spiritual
yeah,
energy in room.
A whole lot.
And another thing, Empress Mona Shay, her heritage goes back to Mississippi too.
Yeah, when she was talking about the Choctaw, my on my mother's side, Choctaw, and I'm not sure if it's Blackfoot. I'm not sure. We can't find any information like we would like to, but I know one is Choctaw. My grandmother's sisters, and I think some of the older relatives went back to Oklahoma. So I don't know which Indians are up that way, but they were in Oklahoma. And then we do have a mountain in I don't know if you know anything about Alabama, but it's called Choctaw County, and it's Butler, Alabama. And there's a mountain up there called Scott Mountain, and that used to belong to our family. But there's other people in the mountains now. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I was told that we are Choctaw and Blackfoot and other. I don't know if it's Cree. I'm not sure. But yeah, I would like to get in touch with Brother Moo, because
I will.
That just feels so strong. Yeah, no, it's other than that. It's other things that he said that I was like, man, I understand what you're going through. You young and you got somebody that you could talk to about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. And also, I was in her kitchen family once, me and her and a
Oh
couple
my
other
gosh.
people. And she made these crystal points pop off. Her energy was making this crystal grow while we were there in the kitchen. Man, it was wild. Yeah, I think it was a partha-like points. And they just start growing and then they start popping off. You know,
it was a little smoke going on, coming off of that. It was getting heated.
Yeah.
And it was on a granite countertop. So, you know, a granite is like a conductor also. So, and it was getting kind of hot in there. It was different. I've never experienced.
She started giving these stones gender. And I had never been around nobody that gives stones gender before, you know what I mean? Like that. So she was like, well, I can't put this female stone with this male stone because they go fight, right? You know, like that. But later I studied and found out it is true that stones have gender. You know what I mean? So she can actually help you with like fun sway with your stones in your crib to make sure you don't have two bickering. You know, you might have two males chasing one female, you know, like that. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. You know what I mean? And the thing about it was, it wasn't a joke. It was a reality of our gifts. You know, like Mike joked with me, called me Professor Xavier X. But that's a reality of our gift because all of us, see, like everybody I'm here with, I've shared in our power. I'm just exposing us all to know we have these, you know, we surrounded by all this power. You know what I mean? Like that. And then God forbid if we start bringing in, you know, our kids. So that's why we're kind of doing it. So I appreciate you too, Barbara. You know, I guess because we hadn't talked in a while anyway. It's been a while. You know, I'm waiting for your girl to come on, but it don't look like she's gonna make it. I know she's working a lot of hours.
Oh, she probably is working.
Valerie, yeah.
Yeah. She's working. She's going through her son had to move back in with her, so you know.
Yeah, I talked to her this weekend, but she quit the second job. So I was like, well, you could come. You quit the second job. You know, because like me and Valerie went up to met Miss Kemp that, you know, the cat got her tongue, but I'm gonna make Miss Kemp talk before the night's over. Yeah, like that.
She probably making some products too.
Yeah.
Because she does natural stuff too. The soaps and the lotions and the oils, and she does a little bit more than I do. But and I make hair products also, natural hair products. It's just a lot. But if y'all want to go on some trips, holler at the girl.
What is your I forget the name. It comes up in my phone. But what's the name of your product?
Oh, Far and Beyond. That's the name of the company.
Yeah.
That's the name of the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta get that. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna start doing some group trips. The next year I feel that we're gonna go to Mexico, go doing some of the Mayan pyramids and whatnot, and the cenote, I think that's how you say it. The water, the aquifer, whatever, underground water, the healing waters. So y'all get your passports. I'll let you know. Don't be afraid.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, I'm finished.
Dr. Spain, do you want to comment? I think that's her.
Peace, everyone.
Greetings.
Hello.
Peace.
I'm Kenya. I'm from New Jersey, born and raised. I guess naturopathic medicine is my specialty, which is, a general form of holistic healing. So there's a little bit of botanical medicine, homeopathy, manual manipulation, which is like a form of chiropractic. I'm not currently practicing at the moment, but that's in the works.
Yeah,
I'm doing in the 3D. Spiritually, I've done the Reiki 1, 2, and 3, putting that into motion as well. I really want to focus my practice on energetic healing. So that's pretty much where I'm going, or what I'm doing is spiritually. I do believe I'm empathic, but I'm still trying to hone in on my skills. So that's pretty much it. I guess if people have something else I haven't mentioned, I'm sure he's going to chime in.
No, we won't get off into that, but no.
Cool.
Yeah, but one thing I know about her, because she's a personal friend of mine, is she has some of the greatest bedside manner. Because me and Mike, we be blowing her up when we got problems. Like, she's a doctor, our personal, you know what I mean? But she has great bedside manner in terms of she can interpret what she does in the street way. And that's really cool. You know what I mean? Not to downplay who she's talking to, but she puts it to you in a way that's so easy that you can understand it. And I appreciate that about her, because, we always blowing her up. Hey, whatever. So even though she's not practicing, we give her plenty of practice. So, remember, I think she left one out. Didn't you take cranial? Didn't you do that? You took that course, right? You left that one out?
Yeah, I took the first course, but there's still 3 more that I need to do. But the virus kind of shut that down. So I'm eventually going to pick those courses up once they start doing the trainings again.
That's cool. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Definitely. And then she's also a airline stewardess, like that. And so while we're on that subject, Granola girl, what's happening with you? You want to share?
Are you talking to me?
No, we have another airline stewardess on, like that too.
Okay.
You ready to share, Granola girl?
Hey, how's it going?
Not coming in clear.
You breaking up.
Hear me? How's everybody doing? Hi, everybody. I'm Deidre.
Hey.
I am a yoga teacher and a holistic health coach. I am also a flight attendant for a major airline for 33 and a third year. And my passion is really yoga and holistic health coaching. So I've been doing that more now. And in the last 5 years, I've actually really been focusing on that more than the airline industry, because that's what I want to do once I do retire and leave. That's what I'll be doing full time, which is what I'm doing now, is actually doing that. So anything involving health and eating, I'm the person to come to. So those are my services that I offer. And we all have gifts, just to say that. So I'm still, my gift is that, because I've been doing this. This is the lifestyle that I live. So it's not just a passion, it's a lifestyle that I live. So I'm really passionate about that. So if anybody needs anything to do with holistic health, or want holistic health coaching or yoga services, that's me. That's what I do. So I'm complete.
You forgot the www.
Oh, www.naturallykaitor.com.
And you do have some stuff on YouTube, right?
I do.
Okay. And like the one thing you and Mona Shea got in common, y'all warrior sisters. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking nothing away from none of the other sisters here, but you and Mona Shea, y'all warrior sisters. Because Mona Shea, definitely warrior sister. Like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mona Shea is not Bellencause, but she is a warrior sister. Like that.
All
so
right,
she
beautiful.
doesn't look for it, but she'll pick it up.
Beautiful.
Does anybody have a comment on COVID? Anybody, before we go on, does anybody have a comment on COVID? Yeah.
Besides that it sucks, what else?
It's not real.
Besides that it sucks.
Well,
I think we all agree it's not real.
Okay.
It's not real. Yes.
Brother Kasim?
What, a comment on COVID?
Yeah, yourself, your opinion of it.
Oh man, where do I start, man? It's ridiculous, man. I'm gonna
I
tell
just
you,
thought
man.
you
The
know,
COVID-19, now they're coming out with the new variant.
15.
Huh?
15.
15 what?
Well, that's what it means. It's a Greek word. It's for the Greek. Omicron is a Greek for 15.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But what they're saying now is that it's going to get more intense. You know, they're putting the fear out there for us to grab onto to help it manifest, which we know that's what they want to do. But I think it's pressure on everybody getting the shot. That's what I think it's all about, or anything else.
I can interject for a little bit. Can I?
Sure.
After you tell us what you do
Oh my God.
and your name.
I was trying to stay under the radar.
Yeah.
Mouth always get me in trouble. Okay, so my name is Anfira. What do I do? So I have a background in architecture and I am a construction manager for healthcare. Go figure. What I've been focusing my energy on since earlier this summer is copper jewelry, creating jewelry that heals the body. So I have ways and means that I charge the crystals that I create the jewelry with. For example, if someone wants to repair their DNA, then I will charge the crystal with 528 hertz. It's a journey. I'm learning as I go along. I'm actually making jewelry as we speak. It's kind of therapeutical for me right now. It relaxes me, and I feel like this is my way to give back, because I don't think we're headed, I think we all can agree we're not headed in a good place. But what I wanted to say was that a lot of us in the conscious community, I think over the years we became a little comfortable. And I always believe that in every situation, there's a negative or a positive. The negative, of course, is we know it's nonsense. We get that. But the positive is that this is forcing us to zone in on our talents and nurture our talents, because we understand and we see the nonsense that's out there. Because at the end of the day, when all of that corporate is stripped away, what do you have? The whole purpose of me getting into copper jewelry and crystals and charging the crystals, because I was laid off in the middle of COVID. And so I had to, I just happened to fall into this, and it's flourishing. But nonetheless, I feel like we have become very comfortable over the years. And I feel this is going to push us in the direction that is literally going to force us to embrace our spirituality and embrace our hidden talents, discover hidden talents, so that we can come together as one unity. Because we can't do it on our own. We need a community, you know? So I'm grateful that I'm connecting with everyone here, because I feel like you come in contact with people for a reason. And even if you don't know what it is at this point, it will eventually manifest itself. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Do I have to call her out? Another good sister, warrior, fighting. Sister Angela Hurt. You want to share? If she's there.
Greetings, peace, everyone. I'm Angela.
Greetings.
And I have pronouns she, hers. I am a nonprofit leader, social justice organizer, and I am gifted with energy as well, and seer. I believe I'm becoming telepathic, but I'll tune you in on that a little later. One day in our next dive. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I trust and invite my ancestors into this space for some guidance and light in these areas that Bobby Siku wants to expound on tonight. And that's all I have. And I'm glad to be in this space with you guys. Peace.
Grant writer. She can help us with some grant writing and focusing, along with Ann, because Ann could design a city. So Ann's facilities maintenance, I kind of left it out, but that's a part of what she does, which is really, really deep, because they don't usually let a lot of. I did commercial office furniture in DC, and I was in every other building that was in DC because the company I worked for was huge, and we put in a lot of furniture, but you did not see that many Black facilities maintenance people at that time. So Ann offers us really something special to be able to work with contractors or building contractors, because she knows it. You see, and Sister Angela, she does her grant writing. I always joke because she has women that are getting out of incarcerated, and she has these nice homes she put them in. And when I first met her, I was like, damn, your house looked like a plantation. You know what I mean? Like that, because she had grass and it was cut and they was clean and there was no smell in their facilities. So I was always super impressed with her, that when she does things, she try to do them right. And so that was something that I like learning from her or being around her, because I met her, Sister Angela, by putting in some commercial office furniture into our building. So,
Thank you, Robert.
We kind of like have all the building blocks we need, family, like that. And most of us, our energy is turned on and we're energized, so it's like we assume we shall. Part of this is to be able to come together to stand erect, because the world is waiting. And I've been around people. One time I was in full garb in Dallas, Texas, right? At my family reunion, I'm telling you, and some guys came up to me from Saudi Arabia, and they was like, come on, brother, let's pray, because you're not like them people over there. And that was my family. But they didn't think that, you see what I mean? Just because I was in garb, they just assumed that I was Muslim, blah, blah, blah. But it was just interesting that the ancestors let me see that there's a lot of people around the world that really don't look at us like, what the hell y'all doing? What's wrong with y'all? Where y'all culture at? Why you're not leading the world? You know what I mean? And when you look at our influence, just with how rap has influenced the world, or how, apartheid fell because of what folks was doing in the Americas. You see what I mean? Just so people do look at us as like where we at and why we're not leading. And part of this call is that we're coming. We're just learning to master who we are on the inside. You see what I'm saying? Like that. And so, and being able to know each other means that we can work with people that we can help master. I mean, I was on the pyramid with Dr. B, and we did some fire breath, and it helped us master it. And plus, it drew us closer. You see what I mean? Like that. Me and her kids, we was in garb doing it and having a good time out there on the pyramid, which when they showed the film, like Dr. B can attest, they talked about the Mississippi, which is the ancient culture that was not red. Those people weren't red. And they showed it. They just said it was the Mississippi and that built this thing, and they tried to draw them looking more like cavemen than really looking like us. So we actually spent time on something that our ancestors built that said maybe 26,000 years ago, Husiko and Dr. B will come and reactivate this. You see what I mean? Which what we did when we got there on the mountain. So, and it's a part of us growing. Who I want to jump to next? I want to say, I think Brother Michael, are you there? I think he's there.
I'm here, my brother.
Peace. Would you like to share?
What do I like to share?
News break, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm wonderful. I'm having a good time tonight. So life is
Peace, Mike.
I knew you had to say something.
You know I was gonna say something, right?
Yeah. Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm
Yeah.
okay,
We've been around a long time, us three. And y'all did not do class in Greenville, North Carolina. You did it here in South Carolina, my brother.
I said Greenville.
You said North Carolina.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Oh, you had to make sure that was.
I had to make sure.
He had to make sure it was at his place. I got you.
You know, I can see him, and I feel like I need to give an introduction, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike of New Mind. They've been promoting the minds and changes of mind of all people in Greenville, South Carolina. So I give to you, Michael.
Yeah, you got to introduce Mike.
Yeah. Y'all be hanging it. I give it to y'all. Be consistently putting it in now. Consistent. I want
to say greetings to all my brothers and sisters, family. Even though we don't know each other like that, we're still family because we all have a connection. And what is that connection? That connection is we all have melanin, the gift of the Most High. That melanin makes us the most powerful people on the planet, in the universe. I don't corner myself to a certain part of the planet. I take up the whole planet. And just want to read a little something. Our deepest fear is not that we're in. Am I still being heard?
Yes. I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, Siku, I don't think he's on. I don't know what's the deal is, but go ahead. You're good.
Yeah, it went out for a minute. I think it's back now. Because Stormy's went out too. So sorry about that, Mike.
I am a truck driver. I don't run 48 states. I am a member of the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah here in Greenville, South Carolina, International. Say what, brother?
Nothing. Go ahead. I didn't say anything. It's they're making my internet connection unstable for some. You know how it is. When we get
something's going on with Siku's line.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think something's going on with his line right now. He's having some problems. We'll ring his phone.
Go ahead. It'll come back.
Yes.
Thank you. It's killing mine. Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back. You're good.
Okay, cool. Did Mike finish? I missed the whole thing, you know.
Wow. Okay.
Cool.
I finished.
Mike family give these exceptional breaks, like, and so, you know, like if you're in his internet queue, he'll send out information. Like if things are going on, conscious things are happening, or conscious news things that are newsworthy, he used to send out a lot of good stuff like that, even stuff that you might hear about on coast to coast. So he's a good brother. Him, and he has a brother, Chris. I think, did you mention your store? They have a store, you know, like that. And they have been in the community a long, long time. I think I started coming to South Carolina in 2006, and I met these brothers like that. So he's a good brother to know. Maybe you get to know Sister Angela. She's right down on Pendleton Street, brother Mike.
Yeah, we have a store located on East North Street, 2310 East North Street, Suite F, and it's called the name of our store is the Tree of Eternal Life. the name of our store. We have health products, herbs, food, books, African Guard, authentic African Guard. And that's another thing that we're going to be doing starting next year. We're going to be traveling at least once a month back and forth to the continent, taking products and bringing products back. So so we're going to be working on our economics. It's time that we get into the economics. It's our time. And that is worldwide, international. I'm not pigeonholing myself. We're not pigeonholing ourselves. And one of our goals is to connect all of our people across the world. We're all connected. We're all connected through this thing called melanin that the Most High gave us, where we get a source of our power, the source of our power. So there's no disconnection. There's no separation. We're all one people. The same thing we're going through here, they're going through the same shit all over the world. Appreciate you listening.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
I'm trying to save some for last and get everybody that I can. I'm sorry, I got an echo. I think we either have the iPod or Dr. B. Go ahead.
Do you want me to go, brother?
You have it, Dr. B?
Oh, okay. I'm going to get on camera. Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can see me.
Yeah.
I am Dr. B. I don't know. It looks so dark.
Hey, Dr. B.
Hey, beautiful. I see so many of my beautiful sisters on the line. And before I jump in, I have to tell y'all that Deidre, Real Reggae Girl, has sold herself short. This woman, if she will organize your pantry, she will organize your refrigerator, she will throw out the food that's no good for you, and she will give you recommendations of what to put back in there so you can live to eat to live or whatever. So she does more than just health coaching. She can really get in there and help you if you're having issues around your health. So I'm just saying that to make sure that you all understand that Deidre'sTheBomb.com. But anyway, I'm Dr. B, and we're having these conversations, and this is like a treat and a dream come true for me to be able to be on a Zoom with so many mystical and magical people. I have never in my life been able to encounter so many people with so many beautiful gifts. I'm in my past life, I'm a trained scientist. I have a PhD, doctorate in philosophy. My background is research, and I've researched stress and coping among professional Black women for many years and never really understood the connection, even though the women said that they engaged their spirituality to deal with coping. I did not understand what that meant. And so I went on this, actually what had happened was I ended up being booted out of academia because of just wasn't the right fit for me, because I was teaching a little extra curricula and the school was like, no, you have to stick to the textbook. But anyway, that's besides the point. On that journey, once I left academia, I pretty much have not worked full-time since 2014. At that point, I started my journey and trusting and relying on the universe, I should say, to provide my needs. And I really have no bills, to tell you the truth. I don't own anything, which is weird in the United States. And I live sometimes in the US, sometimes in the Bahamas. And I'm jumping around a little bit. We talked a little bit about COVID earlier. I want to say I worked in an infectious disease clinic in New York for several years. So I understand how viruses behave, and this corona thing does not behave like a normal virus. So it's fake. It's stupid, and there's no need for us to alarm ourselves with that. I consulted with the National Institutes of Health for almost 20 years, with the CDC and SAMHSA. So I am very versed with government and federalese language and how they talk. And so when I hear things in the news, I understand the codes that they're using and what they're saying. So I'm not fooled with the foolishness. So that's that. Once I left academia, I went on this wonderful journey of self-realization. And so someone talked about trips and doing spiritual trips. Pretty much that's my life. My area, is really around getting people to remove the blocks in their lives so they can have a beautiful life. And one of the major blocks is a job. And jobs are major stumbling blocks along your spiritual path, because it's very difficult. It was very difficult for me to, okay, this is my spiritual life, but then I have to go back to work. And that wasn't working. And so I help people to come into their the God-given plan for their lives, and for them to understand themselves more energetically. What I do, I'm a plant medicine initiate. I initiate people into plant medicine. Ayahuasca is the main one that I do. I've traveled to Peru 3 times to engage in these rituals with a shaman, a trained shaman. So I just don't go off and do things by myself. I am a mystery school graduate, initiate, and a high priestess in the Temple of Mayat of Love, Light, Truth. How do I heal? What I help people to understand is what is healing for you, and what are you healing from? Because I just don't so healing, because people make things up in their head as to what they're healing from, and that's not even the truth. So I help people to cut through energetically what is it that they're really healing from, so that they can understand and provide the tools of healing. Healing for me is just basically being in your right mind and understanding yourself from an energetic level. And so I really don't do anything much. So what does she do? I don't do anything. My days, I get up and do exactly what I want every single day of my life right now. And it took time to get there. I enjoy my life, and I'm not saying that there aren't any struggles. There are. However, I have learned to energetically control those things so that I can manipulate energy in such a way that it works for me. When it comes to manifestation, I've learned how to manifest the things that I need for my life. And some people, when they talk about manifestation, they talk only about money. And I say to people, why ask for money if you want a car? Ask for a car, not the money, because asking for money when you want a car is like asking for butter when you want a cake. Ask for what you want and you can get that. So I teach people how to really refine their own magic, how to level up in their energy, and how to move out of victim stage consciousness and move up into the higher realms, the higher chakras, so that you were able to see more clearly and understand. So basic skills that I have, spiritual skills, some that I don't even really use anymore. I do read tarot. I am a spiritual divinator, and I use several different divination techniques. Tarot is one, pendulum is the other one. I teach people how to create sigils for themselves And also I love rituals, and I love spells. So anyone who's into rituals and spells, you are like right there with me. I smell in the spirit, and I do see and I do hear, but spelling is the major thing. I can smell things on people. I can smell illness. I can even smell death on a person. And it's the weirdest thing. And I never knew I could do that. And I realized that I can, and then it's not weird. So that's about it. I'm teaching next year. I will be teaching in a mystery school and possibly having my own course teaching, and that's another stuff. Definitely, I do a lot of traveling, and depending on how this Corona thing pans out, I plan to be all over the world. So, Miss Lady, I wrote it down. Who does the travel? Barbara, yeah. You might be hearing from me. We put some trips together.
Yeah, girl, because I'm going to be moving with you. So if we can get a group of people going, it'll be even better.
Yes.
And that's one thing I'm not understanding is why, as spiritual people as that we are, we sit in one location. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. And that's a major part of my healing practice, is get people to move from where they are into spiritual places where the energy is high and they can heal. Now, most people who know me, who've been on this call, know that I own land in the Bahamas, and I have a whole big building project. That project is really to build a retreat center for us, for people like us, leaders and healers who need to heal, who need to have a place where they can let their hair down and relax and be catered to. And that is what I really want to do for the community, is to have a place where we can retreat to, that's beautiful, that's private. No one can bother us on that land. No one can tell us what to do. No one can tell us to stop doing what we're doing once we're on that land. So that is definitely a dream of mine, and germinating it every day. Got the land, cleared it this summer, and hopefully going back in a month or so to look at putting in the foundation. So we have a retreat center in the Bahamas. Go on.
I said, okay.
Yeah. So those who like to travel, whose ancestors let them go, Bahamas is not that far. It's the island of Eleuthera, the island of Eleuthera. So you can just take a plane from Miami, Fort Lauderdale. It's 20-minute flight, and you'll be in paradise.
Oh. Now I've been to Peru twice too, and I did go to the shaman, and whoa, it was really in Huancabamba. And also I did the Lake Titicaca. I went down that area the second time. Cusco, and did Machu Picchu. And it just kind of started, my journey started. Let everybody else talk. We'll talk later. I don't want to,
That's beautiful. Yeah. So basically, my spiritual journey has taken me all over the world. I've been to Bali, I've been to China, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Peru 3 times, all over the United States, in mostly spiritual places where the energy is high. So the work and I think it's great, because the things that I do, I just step into that energy and then I transform into something else. And I don't even really know what happens. So I can't really, someone mentioned like they don't know what to call what they're doing. I'm in the same category, because So when people are in my presence, they understand, they know. And that's why I love this group, because I've never been in a group with so many spiritual, magical people that, it's just a treat. And I'm complete. It's a beautiful treat. Hey, Amatala.
This year.
Yay.
Peace, y'all.
Where'd he go? Our shaman is here too. He gonna. I know he's gonna say something at some point. Our mutual shaman. But what I want to do is, I wanted to keep on going. But is there anyone out here having trouble sleeping?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why? Would y'all each give a reason why?
Nope.
You may not need it as much.
Probably
I
the
can.
vibrational frequency of the earth is changing, and so it's
Yeah.
affecting you if you're overly sensitive to energy. That's my
Yeah,
take.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Same thing. That's what it's from. I mean, I've been experiencing pain, like sometimes I can't really walk up the steps, lower back, legs, feet. You know, these are some of the symptoms from the universe. So, yeah. And hi, everybody.
Hello.
Right.
Being in tune
Oh,
with
y'all
the
beautiful
planet
things. Yeah.
as this universe grows and the planet grows, and the planet is raising to another vibration, a higher vibration frequency. You being in tune with it, you must also raise with that vibration. If not, you're going to become like they talking about zombie effect. It's going to leave you behind because the universe waits on nobody. You have to catch up and keep up with it. Okay? It doesn't wait. So this is what's going on. When you can't sleep at night, you're not tired. It's just the energy that's taking place. It's the energy that's taking place. And to keep up with it, we must exercise, drink plenty of water, eat right, as we all know that. I'm not saying anything that we all on this call do not know. But just a reminder, that is what's taking place. And there's a lot of things going on outside of this planet. We have to look at what's going on in the universe, other planets, other galaxies that do affect this galaxy also. We may say it's far, far away, but no, they're very closer than you think. Okay. So.
Appreciate that, Mike. There we go. That's new break, family. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I respect what you say, brother. I've been wanting you. You know, I've been trying to get you for 10 years to come on and do a show with me. You know, so I'm cherished. I'm glad I recorded this, Joe. I might just play it over tonight. Another thing, but what about like me? I had experience like, and I was told why I'm hearing the ringing and why I'm having trouble sleeping is because they're getting my body where they can teleport me up if they have to take me off world. Has anybody else heard that?
No.
I'm the weird one here. Okay.
What if we don't need to sleep? What if it's not necessary as we are evolving? Why is it necessary that we have to sleep as long as we used to?
Just still in your physical body though.
Yes.
It has to rest.
Yes.
It has to rest.
No. I'm not saying. Hold on. Don't cut me off, bro. Let me finish. Let me express myself. What it is, I'm saying, what if you don't need as much sleep as you used to?
That's true.
I'm not saying not sleep at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Because you're becoming more spiritual than physical.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Bingo. Gotcha.
So
I look at it because I'm not tired. Okay, if I sleep 4 hours, 5 hours, I'm good. A lot of people say, "Oh, I need 8 hours of sleep." I don't need 8 hours of sleep for years.
No.
And I'm not tired. It's because of it.
Right.
You know, I guess some people need it and some people don't. It depends on the individual. I don't think it's a bad thing if you don't get 8 hours of sleep, which is, according to doctors, recommend 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, you know.
The majority of the people, if you ask the majority of people, do they get 8 hours of sleep? No.
No, right? Yeah.
No.
We was taught back in the days, if you can exist, I mean, you can function off of 4 or 5 hours of sleep with no problem.
So let's step it up while I got both of y'all. You know, I wake up about 2 o'clock in the morning. If I go to sleep at 1, I'm wake up at 2. Then I'll be up until 4, and then I may fall asleep, 5 to 6:30, and I get up at 6:30, whatever. But would you recommend a certain meditation or certain sentence or a certain position that you have? Since the ancestors is waking us up or Mother Earth is waking us up that time, would you recommend something that we can do, to connect with that universe?
Meditation.
Don't get up and eat a whole lot of food.
Okay. Anybody else? Feminine star child in Guba Saba. You got it. What you think?
I mean, I'm agreeing with a lot of what they saying. You have to, we really have to change our diet, eat more living food, you know, definitely. Like, cause I've noticed even myself, like my appetite change. It's like I'm craving it more. Like I'm craving more living food, spinach, live spinach, broccoli, salad. You know, you just gotta listen to your body, and you'll feel you'll feel it. We just gotta remember that, you know, don't second guess ourselves. And the first thought is always the intuition.
But could it be something else? Like, remember the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? And that movie, if you haven't seen it, please go see Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because that's kind of like what we are now. You know, that was when that particular deity or being or spaceship came and they put this image in all these gifted people had, and all these people start drawing this mountain, which I think Kasim said is actually a tree, a fossilized tree, I think. And eventually they ended up going to this place where some of them actually got on the ship and left. You see what I mean? Like that. So I was just wondering, I know maybe about 3 years ago, I got shifted. And I remember I was in Asheville, and when I explained it to this one white girl in the gemstone, she was saying that it was happening to other people in Asheville where they had gotten my body at a frequency where they just shifted me. And I was outside of Union, South Carolina, and when I realized I was on a different highway, and I'm like, how the hell me and this whole truck get on a whole different highway? You know what I mean? Where they shifted me. And so could that be a part of getting us in harmony with the ability that if some of us are going to be taken off world, then our body can take the teleportation? Just something to think about.
I gotta agree with you on that. Because the same thing happened to me. I was riding up the street, and I know that I looked at everything. Like, you can't make this up. You know, I remember looking on the right, on the left, seeing each, you know, building, business, each one. Then I got like had to be about 2 miles past it, and it was like I was at a red light, and I know I didn't blink. But then when I looked up, I was like 2 miles back again. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I remembered. I knew that I had just passed this. Because I remember looking at the building, everything. It was just, yeah, I still can't. And that was just like a few months ago. You know, so I still, yeah, I definitely believe that.
Well, that's why I was overthinking. And at that time, Sister Matula had shown us her beauty. And from then, Dr. B, we're going to go to the shaman that took us through the sweat. I think he's here too. So hopefully he may speak after
Beautiful.
Sister Matula.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Sister Matula, the genius. That's my genius family.
You crazy. Peace and love, everybody.
Hey, Matula.
Hey, Dr. V, how you doing?
Beautiful.
So, okay, y'all. Well, I'm a Matula. I'm multifaceted. I think a lot of the things I've been
It's a little
resonating
feedback.
Hey, do you have another unit on? Because you got an echo.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, let me see what's on my phone. I could close all the other stuff out. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay, all right. I had to switch phones. Okay, so what I was saying is I'm pretty multifaceted. I'm in a lot of different areas and spectrums of things. Spiritually, I feel energy. Lately I've been able to tap into more seeing things as they happen, or like the way I want it to happen. Very similar to what Dr. B was saying, because I want to be like that when I grow all the way up. Just wake up whenever. Lately I kind of can do it, slightly. I'm a mother of 4. I homeschool. I have my own businesses. I'm also into holistic lifestyle, like the whole entire aspect of it. My children, I'm the healer in my house. I'm the doctor in my house. I'm the teacher in my house. I'm every aspect that it needs to be. I embody that. I love that. That's like that's my ultimate passion. The birthing process. I'm a doula, birth worker, underground midwife. I've delivered some babies. My last 3 births were home births. My last 2 births, I delivered them myself. Had a radio show, did that for a long time. High vibrations radio. Talked about all type of high vibrational mindsets, how to make changes, adjustments. I'm also just highly in tune with, I believe in the energy of the universe, like this universal energy. And as long as I maintain my vibration and tap in and follow my intuition, honor my ancestors, I'm skating through life. That's kind of how I feel. So even with everything going on, I don't look in opposition. I always know that things gonna work exactly how I want it to work. And that's kind of how things been going. I've had, like Dr. B said, life gives you your tribulations, your lessons that you need. But that's how I look at them. I don't look at things as like, oh man, that was bad. It was unfortunate in the eye of maybe what you may have been trying to achieve at that moment. But for the grander scheme of things, it was exactly what you needed to, keep going. So that's how I look at life as a whole. I'm in the financial industry. I have a financial company where I do business credit, personal credit, funding for businesses, personal funding as well. I kind of do a little bit, like, did I say I homeschool? I homeschool my children. Don't forget to include the power. Oh, what'd she say? She talked to me. Is that for me? I don't think that was for me. But yeah, I don't know what I missed, Brother You. I feel like I'm missing some stuff, but
you claim credit.
Yeah, I did say credit.
Mm-hmm.
Personal credit, business development. I do mindset coaching, helping people tap into, like, one of the skills, or even what I do as far as with, like, why I learned about birthing and all of that energy going down that maternal line of how we always have been great healers, like how that we had this energy that's inside of us, and with the permission, almost like a switch, you know exactly what to do without knowing what to do, because we already know everything we need to know is inside of us. So I'm divinely, like, I will tap into that and let it just take control, and I'm comfortable with that. So my main skill, my gift, is helping others tap into, I guess, the surety of knowing that you good. I can't do it all. I don't want to. I don't. But what I do know is that if I can teach another sister how to tap into the ability to take care of everything she needs to take care of, the children, to be able to have money, to be able to, provide for them to be healthy, to know what to do when they get sick, all of these instances, then that's, to me, more powerful than me doing it for her. Because now she can tap into it. We have millions of eggs. So whenever, she has the ability to continuously tap into it. It's like teaching her how to fish. And I think if we can do more of that and show how it can be done and how you still can live a fruitful life and travel, because I travel, I still, have fun. I just do my thing, and they do too. My children are smart. They have their own businesses. They, you know, they're not going without. They're very mannerable, respectable, knowledgeable, well-versed, spoken, like things that we need. We need the children to have the skills to move forward, because at the end of the day, they are the future. So children are very important to me. The future of children, the education of children, the financial education of children, the financial well-being. That's why I do everything that I do. So that's it. That's all.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank you, Brother Hughes.
And her daughter, my daughter, are like inseparable. Man, that joke was funny because it's like I had to go shopping for bestie stuff. And I'm like, really? So I had to call other sisters to understand. Like I had to call her mother Stormy's mother to understand, because guys don't do that. You know, we might do blood and blah, 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 but you know, they had to, no, that's what females do. We get besties and we be besties. Actually, I even talked to Dr. Spain about it. She can tell you, because I needed to understand my daughter and the whole bestie thing. And I don't object to them being tight. I just didn't understand it in that manner. You know,
yeah, you know, they love each other.
Go out and buy duplicate clothes that look alike, you know, and shit. So, you know, we'll see, but it's tight. It's been wonderful. You know, she's having trouble meeting children at school because of her gift. And I'm like, well, you know, you just got to stay with your road dog until you can find another gifted kid in that school, because gifted people are going to be together. You know, and she just can't coagulate with people that ain't there. Even though she don't realize it, she just can't mess with zombies, even if they 3 years old. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
just how it's gonna be.
You know?
Yeah.
No, they love each other. I love their relationship. I think I heard them in the background talking. They might be on.
She in the room. Yeah, she in the
I knew at the moment I saw her, I was like, I'm gonna introduce you to my daughter. And I knew they was gonna love each other. And they did. They just like instantly.
They tight.
Like, girl, where you been?
Yeah. Big time.
So yeah, but that's what's up. Thank you, Brother You, for allowing me to introduce myself.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for coming by. Your every service, Amatala family. Shaman, and I ain't gonna call you Shaman, Brother Kwame, because I don't want to call you out your name. You know, would you like to share? If he's there, maybe he's not there. Who else? I'm trying to say.
You did call me out my name.
That was him. He was on.
I said you did call me out my name, but you corrected yourself.
Quickly, because I might need another sweat, and I had to beg you to get that one. So you know I ain't gonna piss you off.
Well, you know, I've been listening, and greetings, family. You know, for those who don't know, my name is Kwame Sunhorse, and you give the title of shaman. Shaman, I've given shaman only stands for a spiritual helper assisting nature. Let me see, SHAMAN. A spiritual helper awakening minds assisting nature. That's what it goes. SHAMAN. A spiritual helper awakening minds assisting nature. Because that's the tools that most shamans use, is things that are natural, that come from nature and nurturing. And that's why women are so good at their field, because they are nurturers and they know how to use the natural instincts. And we are looking at a great shift. And I was hearing you and some people were talking about sleeping. And, you know, we've changed the circadian rhythms of human when we started using the higher technologies and changing the EMFs and the ELFs in our environment. And that has a great effect because it's interfering with as above, so below. It interferes with that which is the alignment where we are in our galaxy, because Saturday is a solar eclipse. And then you have on the 18th, they're launching a big telescope and looking for this meteor. So there's great shifts because we're in a part of our Milky Way galaxy that we haven't been in 26,000 years. And we're receiving galactic consciousness and cosmic consciousness coming in simultaneously. And as Kasim and I talk about a lot is the CMEs that we have to learn to watch, the coronal mass ejections coming off the sun. Right. Because that has a great effect on us. Also, we had a lunar. And so we overstanding that the lunar it deals with the waters, and our brains are 80 to 90, some say 80 or 90% water. So it has an effect on the mind of the human. And so we're now in a great place, and we're moving from more so from a carbon-based person, a human being, to crystal. The next thing in the periodical chart from carbon is silica. So we're becoming a crystalline or a spiritual essence, from a Homo sapien to a Homo spiritus. And these are the things in which we are the ones we've been waiting for, because we chose to come at this time, at this shift, because it's for the 7 generations. And I'm grateful that we have all the sisters with hearts and consciousness. Hearts and consciousness, those two things go together greatly in a woman. And being able to overstand the great shifting in her task, because she's stepping into her power. And these are the parts of what we're needing to overstand in rebuilding a nation, because, every man has a belly button. We all come from the woman. And we have to understand how to reconnect to that part of ourselves and to her. So it's in that same divineness that she has to know how to connect and reconnect with the male energy, because she's been doing such a dual role in our community that we now perceiving that how do we unify that role and coming back and stepping into our place and being a man. A man is an acronym for to make another nation. And to make another nation, we have to have a woman, and we have to have that to reproduce ourselves. So we're in a great shifting right now, and we're having, a lot of energy shifts that's going on in the planet and within the human being. And so Yusiku is right on point in saying that we need to find those liking ourselves, because we're going to have to reconnect with those ones that found that part of themselves, as it says in the Hopi, you are the one you've been waiting for. When you find out how to understand, how to love that vessel and that being that you are, that's why I say from the heart and the mind. Because we have to look at how you love you and how would you love someone that looks like you. And that those are key parts, because a lot of times we look at people that look like us, but we don't love ourselves. We want them to love us, but we don't know how to love ourselves. So these are the challenges of the great shifting. And what's going on to Brother Mike, I went up there in the Carolinas with me and Kasim when he invited me up there to do classes. But what Yusiku was saying is that I do Native American ceremonies. I do humblechas, which is the cry for a vision. I do the sweat lodge. I've done the sun dance. But I'm also initiated in the Hanhom, which is the Ghanaian Fantic tradition of rites of passage. I'm also a researcher and study of our knowledge, our story, because it's very important that we begin to understand, because, these times are happening because they just brought Ramesses II to Houston. Mansa Musa's exhibit, one of the largest changer of gold, was just, his whole exhibit was up there in DC in the African American Studies. We've got to look at where we come from to know where we can go. And it's very important that we understand that You know, Mansa Musa's brother came here in 1311 and brought 2,000 ships to the Americas, made out of papyrus, and established themselves with the indigenous people and traveled, and we interconnected because we're all one people. We saw ourselves as human beings. 600 years ago, they came up with the concept of white people. That's something they created. We never did. We looked at each other as human beings. So it's a part of beginning to overstand and look at the humanness, the hue, because the hue is the color. And I tell people, you know, even our aberrant child, the thing that they can look at and saying is that when the sun comes up and you look at the ground, your shadow is black. Even if you don't like us, your shadow is black. So for the most part, I'm grateful that we're having these discussions, because we have to begin, like my sister, Dr. V, was saying, in finding those lands and spaces where we create oases. What we're now in is an overground railroad. We went through the part of the underground railroad, and what we're needing now is we have to follow what's going on above us and connecting back to our cosmic self and to our astral self. That's why it's called astronomy. It's the astro you. How do you understand not just your zodiac sign? What are your planet alignments? What are the things in which your sun and moon were in when you came on this planet? How are you affected with the grid? How does this affect you when the planets align in different times and seasons? Because the creator named the sun, the moon, the stars, the signs, and the season. All of that's to be utilized in being able to understand who we are as being the spiritual vessel here in a human suit, because we're going to leave this suit and go back to being energy, you know. But the sister was talking about being land, because we got to create oases, you know. I love being out here in the woods and by this lake, and being able to not have to be polluted from the city and all the other things that people have to sometimes live in, that type of environment. It helps me keep a rhythm, and it helps me get the downloads. And it's good that, like Isikaru, when they did the sweat, but they went to the pyramid, because we got to create the rituals and the sacred sites. Right. Because we all talk about being spiritual, but in the word spiritual is the word ritual. And you have to know how to use the ritual to connect the spirit. And I heard someone speaking about spells and understanding the language in which we speak, because we're not speaking our mother's tongue, we're speaking our oppressor's tongue, because English is the only language with a navy and an army, because they come in by boat and invade your land and bring the missionaries and the army and make you change your mother tongue to theirs. So we've got some work to do. But I'm grateful that the family is here, because as an elder, I've only got one other charge to be, is to become an ancestor. And, you know, and I want to give honor to Artemis Henderson, who just crossed over and dropped his robe last month. And he's gone to be an ancestor. He was up there in the Carolinas, and he was a very powerful brother, and he was doing a lot of positive work. And even with the part of allowing us to come on to 200 acres of land that his ancestors have owned since the end of slavery. And he was still working with that land and working with healing and working with aligning the people and teaching them how to heal themselves, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I say the brother rests in power, that he's now become an ancestor. And we have to begin to look at that, because we got a lot of unemployed ancestors we don't call on. We don't call on those ancestors that we need to, and we need to understand who are those ancestors that were here, that were indigenous to the land that you walk on. Even acknowledging that each person should know, when you acknowledge yourself on anything, and saying, I sit here, Kwame sits here on stolen land from the Muskogee Creek. This land used to belong to the people of the Creek Nation. each part of the land that we sit on belong to another nation, and we need to honor and acknowledge our ancestral connection to this land and the nation. So it's being able to acknowledge those type of things that could help bring forth the energy of the oasis, which is oasis only stands for our ancestor spirit that's in service. When we learn to come back to nature, she will help us to get what we need, and she will guide us in what we need to be doing. So that's all I got to give, Sekou. Thanks, brother.
I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Definitely appreciate you. Is anybody seeing war? Or is anybody waking up feeling like, well, you know, like my nephew transitioned this morning, but Monday I was trying to do some energy pulling with him. And then he sat up in bed, he held both of my hands in his hands, and he just said, I see war coming, like that. And that's about the last thing we said to each other, even though I was with him maybe about 45 minutes to an hour yesterday, you know, after I got off work. So I was just wondering, is anybody else seeing war or calamity? The reason why I named this Dark Winter, because I've talked to some people that are connected, and they started seeing war somewhere around December 12th to the 15th of this year. You know what I mean? I'm not doing henny penny. I'm just wondering, is anybody else getting that feel for it? Go ahead, Brother Kwame.
No, what I was saying is that's kind of true, because Gil Scott-Heron, you know, talks about winter in America. And, you know, this is a time that even the word war, things are getting ready to get raw. It might not be battling in the physical, but things are going to get a little bit struggling. Yeah. It's going to be raw. We're going to have to do some living that we haven't had to do before, and some struggling that we haven't had to do in a long time. So it's according on what you define as war. What are you doing? Are we getting ready to get raw? And we have to get back to being natural.
And preparing. That's another reason why we're doing it. You know, most of y'all are preparing, you know, but preparing, having some canned goods or whatever.
Yeah, I don't,
you know, store food.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I don't see war. I see more or less chaos of some sort. Don't know exactly what it may be, but through chaos comes change. So I think we got to look at it from that perspective. We may have to go through a chaotic period for this to change. So that's what I'm feeling right now, whether it's war, whatever type of, you know, discord that humanity may have to go through. It's definitely on the horizon, but to know that with all this negativity which we are encountering now, there's a flip side. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's a universal law. So what is the reaction to that? Okay, it's gathering like us, coming together, building, acknowledging the gifts that we have, and to empower ourselves. So this is where we are right now. We have to empower ourselves now more than ever before, because I've seen, I feel now in this time, I've been on a journey for years, and the wickedness, and especially in high places, is at an all-time high for those who can see. And we at this, like you said, this dark winter phase, and I think that we're going to go through something this winter. I really feel, whether it's soon or whether it's later on, like in February or whatever, they're getting ready to set it off. As me and Brother Mike and Kwame, we talk about these rituals that they do, and they do them at these moon cycles, and they want to bring in something that's not good for humanity. They want to enslave humanity here. And as light workers, we have to put out the energy to knock that off balance, you know, in such a way where we get through this. For those who are not in tune, a lot of people may have to give up their bodies through all this, okay? And that's,
a lot of people have already.
A lot of people have
already,
exactly. Yeah, so, you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, I've known So many of my friends have gone this year that I've known for many years, and they're only in their 50s. It's like, what's going on? So a lot of people are checking out. And I don't know if it's going to say because if it's COVID, is the shot, maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's just that time. But right now is definitely a time of transitioning in a lot of different ways, shapes, and forms. So, you know, to acknowledge that. I just want to switch off a little bit and throw in a little quick jewel in reference to the COVID thing. I got some information recently on what would be good for someone who may be around people who've taken the shot or who have taken the shot. Okay, there's something called Suramin, S-U-R-M-I-N, and it comes from pine needles. Okay, for those, some may have heard of this, some may have not. You can do your research. And what it does is it throws the spike protein off. Okay, so this is something you get, you can order it online, pine needle tea. Now, not all pine needles are the same. The northern white pine and the red pine from China, those are the two pines that contain the Suramin. And it's vital to have that in your arsenal, you know, for what's coming up, because this was what they're putting out there. It can be dealt with, but the best defense is your natural immune system more than anything else. Okay, and we have to keep that strong. There's various ways which we all know to keep our immune system strong, but just want to put that out there. The Suramin, for those who may not be aware of it, spelled S-U-R-M-I-N. Okay, so research it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Appreciate it. Barbara. Hold on a minute. Barbara, you there? Maybe she's busy. I just feel she has something to say.
I'm here.
I feel like you got something to say about what's coming in the future. Do you want to share it?
No.
So they're really helping me.
No,
Why?
not right now.
I feel it.
Well, it's there, but it's I don't know. But see, you got me. I was just sitting there listening, and no, not right now.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
You asked us, do we see war? We've been at war. We've
Oh
been
yeah,
in a war.
we've been at war. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all the coronavirus was about, was war.
And war within ourselves too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It ain't coming, it's here. Been here.
Some see calamity, some have seen bombs going off that they have shared with me. So it may be. And so there's some that are, you know, seeing, you know, my baby, for 2 days, she didn't want to talk for what she saw was coming up, you know, like that. And so, you know,
You can go ahead and express what you're feeling. Why do you think I should say something?
Because you just made me feel psychic. So I was like, you know, damn, I'm getting all this juicy from you. So I was like, I know you're thinking it. You know, you don't doubt yourself. You just don't, you know, just let it free flow. When you do, you know, you be hitting on point. I just looked at it, so it felt like you could free flow today. So I want you to. That's what this platform is.
No, I'm not gonna free flow right now.
Don't hold back.
No, I'm not gonna free flow right now.
Sister Lena or Amanda, do y'all want to share? And I think I got Angela has raised her hand. Angela, I don't want to leave you out. Did she leave? Where'd she go? Angela. Mrs. Hurt?
And so what I see is a physical war, a famine for those who don't have their storehouses stocked. And the chaos, as Kasim was saying, which is all of this is going to bring about some type of change. It is time for safe zones to be going down, which, you know, the others are ahead of us in doing that. And so, yeah, I'm preparing myself for my family and for those who want to come. But that's what I see.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Sister Lena, you want to share? There we go. Greetings and peace, family. Man, I love that particular show. It has purpose, and the purpose is if we go into a dark winter or winter where we don't have all the services, we have you can network or learn to network or get some of the phone numbers of the people that was on this show, so you can network for metaphysical protection or some answers or healing, you know, like that. And so if you have any questions, you can email me at ringingstonenetwork@gmail.com. That's the ringingstonenetwork@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 678-718-5480. That's 678-718-5480. And stay tight, family, and make sure that you know where your family at all times, or if you have to get in touch with them in an emergency, then you can get with your children or your loved ones in an emergency. And also get maps and put maps in your car in case your GPS that you rely on so much goes out. With that, I say peace and love and have a happy December. Everybody, and I wanted to just to go. Everybody know I'm a Yusiku. Originally, my gift was visions. I had my first vision the second week of May in 1989. I've trained, so I have multiple screen capability. I have multiple attack and simultaneous multiple attack capability. As of a year ago, December, they gave me the ability to have multiple attack capability in multi-dimensions, so I can go through different dimensions. They kind of raised and trained me to be like a Terminator. My gift is to attack bad spirits and bad aliens. And I always assumed they would give me this gift so that I would start to help clean up the planet of getting some of these negative and bad aliens off the planet. I can lay on the grave and raise whatever in that grave and target it at a demon and take it out. I push what I was taught was in Egypt, they called it succum energy. So I don't really do Reiki, but I can push energy in the person's heart, or I can push it through their hands. I'm not necessarily a good reader, but sometimes I can feel empathically what person's feeling. I've been more like designed to protect the safe zone. And so I figure once I graduate from that, then they'll give me the land so I can protect it. I'll be able to use my gift to kick tanks off of it, demonic forces off of it. You know, I train a lot, you know, like that. I gave up my whole life to train for it because I was started when I went to New York to be in school, and I learned like three different computer languages. When I graduated, they was giving me computer furniture and computers and all that crap. And I walked all away from it. I spent maybe 8 months in the tent, in the graveyard, training where spirits was coming in, you know. And at the time, you know, like I went in like January, and then in the April, you know, I was married at the time, and I just came home and I told my wife I gotta quit, you know, and I would come home every 2 weeks from the graveyard. We hang out for the weekend, then I'd go back and stay in the graveyard. And she used to always joke, it's like, well, you never lied to me and you've always been about it. So I have to go along with what you do, you know, like that. now, I'm moving, shifting more toward less war, more healing. I can deflect energy like that. And then on the mundane world, I fix cars, computers, electrician, plumber, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So they made me a jack of all trades. And I think the funny thing is when I went into the military, they put me in plumbing and water purification. I was pissed about that because they were supposed to put me in computers. And then a friend of mine's father convinced us just to stay in the service anyway. And so it's interesting that the Spirit put me into something where now, if need be, I could purify water, like to go into a safe zone. I know how to purify water. Actually, they even taught us how to drill a well to get water out the ground and stuff. So it's very interesting that at that time when I went in the military, the ancestors had already decided what they wanted for my life, and they started guiding and directing me. And even when I left Iowa and went to New York to go to computer school, TCI, which most New Yorkers know, right? When I went to TCI, I graduated, and then I went almost immediately into my calling, because I graduated in like 1986, and then they put snakes in me. So I like in 87, I really don't even know what the hell was going on because they put so many goddamn snakes in me. You know what I mean? That I was off. I lost jobs, blah, blah, blah. Damn near homeless in New York for a while, whatever. And then at some point, this brother named Cliff McKay came by and cleaned me up. And, and I stayed under the influence of them snakes in my body until I realized it's like, well, damn, they do got dark magic. You know what I mean? If I had to let go maybe in a month, I would have been better off. You know what I mean? But it took my old hard-headed ass damn near a year, you know what I mean, to be like, oh shit, it's something wrong with me. And I went to doctors in New York and everything. They couldn't find nothing wrong with me, but it was just, the ancestors needed me to know that that magic is real. And, and after I accepted that, I got cleaned up. And then I've been on this journey ever since. So it's nice now to have a platform where I can get up every morning and talk to gifted people, or be on this platform now to deal with gifted people, because there was a lot of times, like you spend 8 months in the damn graveyard, you be by yourself. Even though I had some friends that come over and pick my family in DC would come and pick me up. We might go to a barbecue, blah, blah, blah. But they, at the end, they was dropping me off at the graveyard, And it's funny because I ran that graveyard so much because I used to run it through a series of weeds so that nobody could follow me through that graveyard where I was at. So when I went to sleep at night, like that, and it got to the point that I didn't even need a flashlight anymore. I could just run them down weeds. Like when my family would drop me off, I would close one eye and leave one eye open, because that's what the military taught you, how to get your night vision. So then when I got out the car, I had my night vision. I could run them down weeds by my damn self, no light. Because, in the military, they teach you if you turn on the light or light a cigarette, people can see it from a damn mile away. You know what I mean? And I didn't want nobody jacking me. And so it was very powerful. My journey has been great. So it's nice to do this, but it's also nice that COVID came around, because COVID helped me to see that what I went through is not in vain, because this shit getting ready to go down. You see what I mean? And part of why it's going down, then most of us that's on this call are living witness that we're prepared for, So most of us, I know we've been storing food, you know what I mean? Like that. Most of us, trying to get electrical or kerosene. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of us have been listening to that same spirit kind of guide us. And that's why I was like the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because it's a movie that deals with where there's a being that could come and put something in thousands of people's mind, and they start doing simultaneous things, like that. So I appreciate y'all. I'm so happy y'all came out. Like that. I do Oregon. For some reason they put me on Oregon. And it does help work with connecting with the universe like that. So I do Oregon. I keep it on. I think it's also helps protect you. Having it on helps protect you from the 5G, which can be a dangerous thing if they want it to be, like that. I think people should make sure that they cleanse and make sure that they sometimes keep a cover on their head like that if it's too many chemtrails up there, like that, because they want to influence people. And at some point, they got to come after the gifted people. I mean, before they started this whole COVID thing, they started taking out holistic doctors like crazy. And they, you know what I mean? Like that, you know, because they were taking out the beings that could help stop them before they dropped this shit on us,
Right.
you know? And so when you look at the people that can change the world is us right now, us, you know, they can't stop us because we can lay down and do shit. You see what I mean? Like, I don't need to go nowhere. You know, my best friend gave me a gun. You know what I mean? Not that I think I'm invisible. I just never had one. I always thought the spirit would show me danger ahead of time, like they always do. And then they let me execute my gift to deal with it. And if I don't deal with it, I get hurt. You see, like that. But so he just gave me a shotgun. He put the shotgun in the house, whatever. You know, and I don't object to it. I just, you know. It's a fine line between, do I want to depend on the gun or keep depending upon what has kept me alive? You know what I mean? I can tell you stories of, you know, I was doing stuff out there and no, I'm supposed to be dead, right? And the ancestors just keep me, you know, like that. I can get up every morning, go lay in that damn graveyard, and them cops know what I do, but they don't say a goddamn word to me. And that's my ancestors that protect me. The one thing I found out, family, is that the ancestors that I chose are superior to the ones that want to control the world. I found that the ancestors I chose to follow, the ones that control the world, are afraid of. They're still very much like I was trying to teach my daughter that they're afraid of you. They don't want to come in this house when you turn on them. They're going to leave this house, you know, and she's got to get that concept because she's more powerful than I am, you know, like that, because she has her mother's side. You know, I'm Choctaw and Blackfoot, you know, like that. More lean toward my father's side. And that was because, you know, it seems like my grandma Rose insisted that my daughter, she came back in spirit, insisted that my daughter Stormy take on her middle name. So I kind of lean toward that, which is puzzling because I'm a matriarchal dude. So I thought I'd be like going toward my mother's side. My mother and I were extremely close. You know what I mean? Like that. And, you know, she still comes in the form of an eagle and communicates with me. You know, whenever I see that red-tailed hawk and it does something different than it normally does, I know that's my mom checking in. So I believe in the communication with us in the spirit realm. You know, like that. I can't do out of body yet, but there's days when I pop and it pops in the back of my neck. So I think soon I will be able to just lay and pop out of body, you know, like that. I'm working on it. You know, it takes a lot more meditation simply because they put so many snakes in me. I ain't been able to get them all the hell out. You know what I mean? So that kind of limits my power, you know, which I think the good side want that. Because I'm still a human and they don't want me running around with that much power. You know what I mean? Especially if you get mad. But I do believe that if the world keeps going like it is, we're going to need a safe zone. And the difference will be having somebody that can cause certain energies to protect us, period. You know, because I know white dudes and that got plenty of safe zones, but they, you know, the government can still roll tanks down on them. But with just this group here, we could call somewhere tanks won't run and get up and go play basketball. You see what I mean? Because all of y'all know it don't take that long for us to pop into our gifts and pop back out and accomplish what we want to accomplish. It don't take that long. See, and so at some point, they're going to have to focus on it. Because they can't control the world. You know what I mean? How the hell they going to control the world? Like Sister Lena say, how they going to control it? If they can't control who's secret, and then they can't kill it. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Because what I found with my ancestors is as long as you listening to them and up on their anointment, they don't allow the other side to kill you. You know what I mean? They just don't. And my ancestors have that much power where you just can't be killed. A lot of times people walk away from their anointing, and then that's when they make themselves vulnerable or they get too tired, right? And they're not listening. But as long as you listen and follow the spirit, you know, with my ancestors, you can't get touched, you know. God forbid I go out there and get shot tomorrow. Y'all be like, this nigga better not put up this recording. You know what I mean? Like that. But I'm a strong believer in it. I've seen them do a lot for me, you know, like that. You know, I've lived in certain places. You know, I lived outside in Philadelphia trying to prove the ancestors I was man enough to make it. I was in the tent washing dishes trying to prove the ancestors, you know, in 90, the summer of 90, the whole summer of 90, I washed them dishes, and every night I was like, but let me end this program. I'm man enough and I won't quit. And they finally let me in, you know, like that.
Research has found that
life is good.
Explain weight gain had one thing in common. No, it's not age, hormone.
But I yield, you know, I like to help people though before I yield. Like if you're having problems getting stuck with something, you know, I like to try to help people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm a teacher, but I think I try to be an analyzer. So when we call each other, we try to analyze, well, what was the dream and where was the knowledge and what happened with the dream and stuff like that. So that's what I try to do. So because sometimes the ancestors is trying to teach people how to use their gift by interacting with them till they learn how to use their power. So I try to do that. That's a lot of fun, you know. And lately, like even some mornings, me and Tammy be up. Me, Tammy, and Danny, we be talking about our dreams and visions. Sometimes Sonia come on and we be talking about our dreams. We be on the phone hours, you know, just enjoying our power and what we see in our vision. And I think we should. I know for a fact we should bask in them. And we should boast about them, you know, and we should appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get my daughter to stop worrying about if she's weird. No, if your gift ain't working by now, up under this energy, then you dead. You see what I mean? Because you're supposed to be doing something as a human. You know, you should be reading or something, feeling or having premonitions. You see what I mean? Like that. So that's it. I yield, and I'll turn it over to Star Child because I know she's jumping at the bit. Go ahead. Thank you. I yield. Thanks, family.
I'm not. Greetings. I was listening, patiently waiting. Greetings, everyone. There are so many things that I can say about myself. You know, like, I'm gonna just say this: I'm very unique. There's so many different gifts that I even been embarking on that I didn't even realize that I had until when I went to go and use it. You know, so some of them, to be honest, I don't even know if there's a name for it. Like, I felt like it's been some times that I didn't realize I'm able to go in the house and do like an extermination, like where I'm coming inside and I can kind of like blowing in fire, each room, each corner of the whole house. Takes a lot of energy, but you know, if anybody know even what the name of that is, feel free to say it because I don't know what that is. That's just like I didn't know that I was doing Reiki healing before I realized it was Reiki healing. You know, so I'm gonna say, you know, y'all know most of y'all know that I'm a single grandma. Well, I'm not single anymore, y'all, because I was single for I'm sorry, I was single for a long time and I'm not single anymore. I am finally excited about my partner, my helpmate, my soon-to-be husband. I'm excited. You know, we are working on a couple of things together. Look, Yusiku been trying to take me from calling him the twin flame to call him to the proper name. So I'm still working on it. But, you know, to me, you know, I finished my research. That's what I call him for now, my twin flame, because to me, he feels like the divine other side of me. Just feels, hey, Sonya, I see you. It just feels so divine. His love just feels so equal to mine. But no, I'm not going to try to pick up no bunch of energies today because I know you should get a fight with you. You know, used to what I'm doing, used to me doing that, but I'm not. It's kind of late, so I'm not going to fool. I actually had to do some special things just so I don't feel, because I was already feeling a lot of everybody just being on the phone. Kwame, I just want to tell you hi. How are you? I hope everything is well with you. You got to call me. It's something I need to tell you. when you get a chance, I need you to call me. I've been trying to be patient to tell you this throughout the whole call. When you get a chance, you need to call me. My number is still the same. It's 443-842-2257. I have a word for you. Please, when you get a chance. I ain't gonna hold everybody up. Everybody know that. Again, I'm a healer. I understand that I'm here to heal the land, to help a lot of others learn their way. Huh? Oh, sorry. To help heal and teach others, healers, and to help us heal so we can do what we're supposed to do on this planet. Because I feel like the war's coming too. One of the dreams I had, we was kind of in some type of boot camp looking thing. It was two, and one was a capsule. It was like about the size of it was only enough room really for like one person. So I'm gonna say like about the size of a 16-wheeler tire. So like the whole perimeter was about that size. There was a hole in the middle of the floor. And in that middle of the floor is where you would use the bathroom. You just had to sit down there and, but you just got to keep your feet the whole time, either on, each side. It was just horrible. It was just a lot. We wound up escaping and stuff like that. And, even my grandson yesterday, he told me about this other dream that he had, and about, some different things that he's seen. It was kind of scary to him, but he saw them. It was kind of, similar to what you were talking about. I'm sorry, I apologize. Trying to do some multitasking too. About the Lena, about the different faces. I think you said it was a horse, a dog, different faces. So, he been experiencing a lot. Yeah, he been experiencing a lot himself. So, I've been just trying to, I think I would love to one day maybe join him onto the call and see who can help him with a couple of things that I might not be able to help him with, which I'm sure I am, but it is good for him to have confirmation, even at his young age, because he's real sure about his gifts with him. So I'm seeing a lot with him. And I really, and everybody, I got a podcast. So, follow me on the podcast, because he actually went on and did a podcast with me the other day. I'm trying to be cautious because I don't want to put him out there and he wind up being in danger. So I kind of put it down. I unpublished it because, I thought about some things. I'm like, well, no, I don't want him to be in danger from it. But I recognize that his gifts is really open. It was like he did a reading on the phone. Dr. B, he wanted me to tell you that you take care of a lot of people. He wanted me to tell you that that there's so many people around you, so many people love you, and that you was going to have so many big companies. Dr. B, that's what my grandson told me to tell you.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, he told me to tell you that his words was, oh, she's going to have big companies, a lot of big companies. And he said that you take care of a lot of people. He said, Mom, she's a doctor. She takes care of a lot of people. He said, I see them. It's just a lot of them. So, he told me to tell you that.
It's adorable. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. But I won't hold y'all up. Like I said, we all have each other number. Y'all can always call me. It's 443-842-2257. And, I also do beads. I have Odella Starchild fashion accessories, I do waist beads, anklets, bracelets, necklaces, earrings, whatever you like. I really want to get if someone is interested. And I mean, like, it doesn't matter what size you are, but I really would like to try this on different sizes, feminine energies. And I'm gonna say mostly for right now, feminine energies. I would like to design this outfit using beads. Now, if somebody would like to try something out like that, just give me a call, please, 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 so we can see how we can work that out. But the podcast is on Anchor, and it's Star Child 7 Gaia's Phoenix. So if anybody wanna, you know, come and follow me on there and even leave a message, and maybe we can do a show together or something. I would really appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody that did subscribe, help me get them 50 subscribers in less than 30 days. That was amazing. So I appreciate everybody. Yep, and that's it. Amatala, you are amazing. You're about to receive something in the mail. I don't know if you're waiting for it, but I just wanted to let you know that.
Whoop, thank you.
You're welcome. It's gonna put this, there's gonna be this amazing smile on your face. Okay? So just be prepared. It's coming. You've been waiting, it don't seem like you've been waiting real long, but it's coming, just like you know that.
That's what's up. I'm working on some big stuff right now.
Yeah,
I should be
you're gonna have
closing soon.
Oh yeah,
Thank
it's gonna
you.
be a big smile on your face.
Whoop. Thank you,
And it's
sis.
funny because it's going to open up the door for opportunities for a few other people. There's a few other people that you had in mind, and it's going to open up the opportunities for them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I
just making
do.
sure
That
you know.
sounds familiar. That sounds in alignment with what I'm working on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, good job. Good job. You look so beautiful too. All right, y'all, that's it, because it's like I'm feeling everybody. So I gotta cut this off. I gotta put that circle around. I don't want to feel everybody. Did not be calling everybody, leaving everybody messages. Sonia, call me. I feel you, call me. Y'all have a great night, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace, Tammy.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Tammy.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to build or share like that? Anybody else have anything? I was trying to make this like episode 2, but maybe we may look at like somewhere in December between the 12th and the 15th. You know, if we want to get together or something like that, y'all let me know. We can just talk it up or chop it up, whatever. Like that. Keep watch. I think keep watch on the volcano, because I think Sister Tammy said there may be some volcano trouble, right, Tammy? Around the 12th to the 15th. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't really particularly say the volcanic, but I have been seeing some stuff. It's funny because some stuff been popping on my phone about the volcanoes erupting. So, you know, just be mindful of that. I don't know, like, who can translate this. So my grandson, because I feel like I might know, but I'm not sure about this one. My grandson had a dream. There was, I think he said it was a rhino, and he was leading 2 dogs.
That is a start. That's a constellation alignment. We just haven't had time to talk about it because I've been working. But if you go look at, there's a rhino up above the dog star in between minor and major. There's actually a rhino constellation. So he's talking about, I can't figure out when that constellation is going to affect us.
Mm-hmm.
But I did look. If you go look, it's a rhino constellation. It seems certain times in the northern hemisphere because it's on the celestial equator.
Oh, okay. I mean, that explains the surrounding.
So I couldn't figure out like when it's going to sit over a certain point of the United States and say, okay, that rhino. But there is a rhino that sits somewhere, and the dog star is Orion's belt, and it's a rhino that sits right in between that and you know, the North Pole, because Asia Minor is the North and South Pole. Yeah, so he saw something. I apologize, because I should have called you about it, you know. But yeah, what that dude saw, I was like, what? I looked up that rhino. I was like, this little cat is on it. Yeah, it's just figuring out like when is that
sure
going.
He is 8 years old. He's real sure. He like, I know what my gifts is. I'm like, okay. So, but I'll ask him. It was something else. He wanted me to ask about tomorrow. This other dream he had too. So I'll let him call you You know, I already told him, but you know, again, I like for him to hear confirmation. That way he'd be like, wow, more than you know what I'm saying, know about this room. You know, so
It is deep because I didn't realize that, you know, and it's not in a lot of star charts. So it's something very ancient that he saw with that rhino. Yeah. So, he's on it. Anybody else? Before we share? If not, where's my daughter Amanda? I think she can't talk though. Right? Sister Angela, she can't talk. But anyway, Amanda's amazing too, family. She does things. She's very powerful. Since I met her, been fortunate to meet her. Actually, she introduced me to another sister called Britt, but Britt's not here too. Britt can see, hear spirits, blah, 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 the whole spectrum of that Britt can do, along with Amanda. And they're the young ones, like my son. I knew he wasn't going to stay that long. My play son moved on, but you know, Moose young too. He's probably in his 30s.
Cameron is ecstatic about Amanda. That's all he's been
Big
talking
time.
about all week.
Yeah, either. Don't say that Amanda mama on. She might get mad. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's excited about her energy.
Yeah, but you know, it's going to be powerful. So I mean, this is a powerful thing for me to look. We look forward to that we shall survive. You know, just it's been at some point almost 20 people that have shared that we have powers to survive, and we are seeing the future and working to move forward in that future. You know, who knows? Maybe we might end up being in one little place, protecting ourselves, while everything around us is raging with war. You know, like that. And I won't go into the Bible with that, John. But let's see. So I don't know. Let's keep in touch. Hopefully, someone has networked with somebody, or you got to see that. You know, tonight, just on this call, we had enough people to build a safe zone, housing, electricity, blah, 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 and be good about it. And we have enough people that we could protect ourselves so they can't bring a tank on it, you know, and that's important too. Water, you know, like that. So I appreciate y'all. Is it the new moon? I don't know. It's dark out there. Did we accidentally do this on the new moon, Brother Kassim?
No, it's on Sunday.
Sunday? Okay. I knew the moon was getting close, you know.
So on Saturday is 4th.
Saturday? Okay.
It's also an eclipse, so that's the thing that I was talking about, the energies and the shift and the alignments, because it's a solar eclipse and the new moon on the 4th.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's in a couple of days. All right. So it's not bad. Some people say it's 3 days before and 3 days after, so I'll go with that this time. You know, Dr. Spain.
It's the eclipse. The eclipse is like a reboot, because all of it aligns, one darkens, and then the sun hits back on the earth again. So it's like a reboot.
Okay. I know I've been in one, and it was beautiful. It was tripped me out. But when was that? 16? It got dark. I couldn't believe it. It was beautiful. You know, very serious. Like that. Dr. Spain, would you like to take us out? Do you have a mantra for us? Oh, well, if not, family, be protected, you know, follow your first mind. Definitely go in peace. Let's call and talk it up between now and December 12th. If we can, stay in touch with each other, you know, and if you can, store some food just in case. And with that, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you. Peace and love.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Peace, family. I love this particular Zoom. To be able to sit back and listen to so many folks announce their powers to the world with so much confidence was amazing for me. You know, I deal with Great Spirit, and Great Spirit had announced that it was going to raise up what some people call the elect. And tonight, this Zoom demonstrated that the elect is coming and that prophecy shall be fulfilled. So if you found anybody on this particular Zoom that you want to vibe with, because the reason for this was also for us to learn that gifted people should coagulate, and we should be working together to protect each other. Just contact Brother Usiku at the Ringing Stone Network at gmail.com or Ringing Stone Network at gmail.com. That's RINGINGSTONENETORK at gmail.com, or call me at 678-718-5480. That's 678-718-5480. Peace. Be safe. Put a map in your car in case the GPS goes out. Peace and love.